G'day mates, and welcome back to Power and Revolution Geopolitical Simulator 4, Poland can into space. Now things are not looking good for us at the moment. We had a massive issue with the international meeting last episode where the people were not impressed with my efforts on the world stage when dealing with Saudi Arabia. I told them they should pick up their rights on pick up their act on human rights, and they just put me back in my place. So we need to reconsider what we're doing here. Now, currency, things are not looking good. Our inflation is steady at the moment. What's our growth like? I really need to find something that I can bump our growth up with. What's this one here? My impeachment. This could be a very abrupt ending to this game. Things
family values
are not looking good. Really not looking good. Public finances are good, but spying on those people. This is effectively the Watergate scandal all over again. I'm about to do a Richard Nixon. Damn it, I'm also like 9 percentage points ahead of... Okay, well. So, an unemployed truck driver recognised me while we were in our military motorcade and had stopped to pee at one of the local petrol stations and choked me with a piece of soap. So I'm dead. I got murdered with a piece of soap because of the Watergate thing. Now, the real benefit of this cheat mod is that you can actually continue playing. I am going to click this button and make an episode out of it. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care about that. I am going to do that episode. Who have we taken over as? Roman teacher as or something. Scandal's still not looking good for the party. Next elections are in 6 days as well. We're so close. This is just... don't care about that. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this up. I'm going to, at the end of this episode, put this up for a bit of a vote, and I'll give it a bit of time. I might start a new series in the meantime and let this one pause for a bit. But let me know what you think, if I should continue playing or not. If playing on as Poland is going to be important, or if you consider this to be completely lost. We may still lose the election, so don't get your hopes up too much. But at the end of this episode, I'd like you to throw down a comment and let me know if you want me to continue, or if you want me to just hold off and consider this as a loss. So for now, we'll just keep plugging on. The election is going to be in a few days. Who's our new character again? I can't remember the name. Roman Zizak. Or Zizak. They were all against the embargo on weapons against North Korea, which is interesting. So Roman Zizak. In 2 more days. So are we going to win this election? Are we going to win it? After the head of state was murdered with a bar of soap. That's hilarious.
What is this dark tale? I know that look. So this is the way you intend to run the country and set an example?
What?
Well, let me tell you. If you are guilty...
Our mother doesn't like us of something.
Our governmental cell informs me that it has had the opportunity...
Okay, so Belarus, we can find something on our neighbour. Hopefully. We'll just get a spy in the government there and pick something up. Might give us a cause for war, pretext for war. China is not happy about our spies. Everything's falling apart very quickly here. But this is the election.
Good evening. The majority of votes have been counted, and we can now give you the first round results. Take a look at this.
Which one are we? We are... Oh, are we not a candidate? No, might not be a candidate. No. Oh, hang on, unless that's our... Ooh, I hope this hasn't bugged out and we're not a candidate. We've lost the game now.
Going to go live to what?
My friend.
Oh no, that's our party. So that's the head of our party.
Still waiting for the final results.
Yeah, okay. Final results. Okay, so the head of our party now is the new candidate. So the guy we're in now is just like an interim prime minister. That is interesting. 60% of people turned out, which is, I suppose, not bad. I don't know how this works exactly. Because we're not a candidate here. I have a sneaking suspicion that this particular run might be over unless I just basically just keep cheating and taking control of whoever ends up in power. There will be a TV debate. Paul, I don't know if we're... Yeah, I think this game's getting a little bit buggy at the moment, but we'll see how we go. We're in the debate. Let's see how this one goes. See if I can win it.
The highly anticipated debate will begin in a few moments' time.
Of course, the music's bugging out and playing at a really high volume.
Naturally, we will ensure that they are given equal speaking time. This will be closely monitored. We have also set up a new instant polling system,
Which is this bit up the top here.
viewers' reactions to the candidates' arguments, and
So we've got this
in
chick,
some ways,
which I think is us,
the winner of the debate.
and then that's the person we're going
Let's
against.
get to the first part of the program. Underway now.
I don't really know how this goes.
We'll take it in turns to comment on various issues of importance.
Yes. Okay, hurry up.
So,
Okay, energy.
what's your opinion on the matter?
Look, I think energy is vital. We currently have an electricity surplus of 14, and I think with that we could dismantle. Let's say 6 terawatt, 30 fossil energy plants, and I will promise that we will do that over the full territory.
Environmental conservation. The transition towards a green economy.
No one gave a shit about that.
Energy change. Preservation of biodiversity.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, no one gave a shit about that. Not even the greenies didn't like it.
What would you like to say about this?
They're going to build a wind farm.
We must,
Well,
at all
fuck.
costs, get the country.
Okay, they're beating us so far.
Let's move on to another issue.
Research, okay.
What's your opinion?
What are we
on
going to
the
do about research? Okay, this is what our opponent is doing. They want to up the funding in human and social sciences.
Research is
Gained a little bit of popularity.
matter? Very well.
Now the question is, what are we going to do?
To you, where do you stand on this?
Where do we stand on research?
Anything you want to add?
I think, more importantly, rather than human and social sciences, we could bump up. I could build something. I think it's going to be important to bump up energy and environment spending. I'm going a little bit left wing here with the whole environment thing, and medicine and genetics might be a better option, or industry. I think we can up our industry. Put $250 million into industry.
Faced with competitive
Yeah, they
threats
like that more.
weigh on our industrial makeup, we must offer.
That's good.
It's now time for the
Okay, then ask us
Well,
questions.
I would like some clarification on this matter, which you've bandied about, in my opinion, throughout the campaign.
They want to know what we think about health and social security. This is where we're going to get a shit ton of votes. The question is, what are we going to do? That's $2.4 billion. I could up paternity leave. Or why is this not scrolling? I could up the fight against AIDS, maybe. This is something we're going to do. We need to win this, though. I could get old people on my side by upping geriatric spending. Or I could... Now, this is the big one. Reimbursing visits to the doctor. This is like the whole socialised healthcare. We could really up that quite considerably. for $1 billion, we can bump that up by 2 points. I think that's going to be worthwhile. We're going to promise that.
In a society where the demand for healthcare is
They loved
constantly
it.
increasing,
They loved it.
it is essential.
Excellent. Now the question is, what are we going to ask? What can they do in the sports sector? Or taxation? They might cut taxes, which is going to be scary for us. What do you think about the army?
I would like to hear you talk about this subject, as I feel you've been quite vague as to where you stand.
What?
Thank you. We are now coming to
Nothing.
the end of the debate. I would like to
Excellent.
ask
We won the
candidates
debate.
to wrap
Oh no,
up
one
now
final promise.
and
This is their
perhaps
chance
share one
to
final
really
thought.
shoot ahead of us. They're going to cut the contribution that employers have to pay towards Social Security.
The competitiveness of
Small
our
boost.
businesses is the
That's good. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to go in the army because I asked her about the army. I'm going to instead go in here and say that I will up it even further. Let's say to 30,000. How much is that going to cost? It's $110 million of spending. I promise we're going to up our career soldiers to
Our
30,000.
national defense is the
Yeah, it
pillar
wasn't
of
hugely.
our sovereignty.
Probably not. Money well
As
spent.
head of state and head of the armed
Thank you once again to both of you for our instant polling system has designated a winner.
Good.
evening.
Excellent, we won there. 2/3 of viewers found us more convincing, so that will help us in the election, which is going to come up in... Well, it's already happened? When's the next election? I don't know, I don't particularly like this whole...
We have strong suspicions that
Ooh, I have not been paying attention to the terrorist stuff for a while. He's the only guy we know, so we'll proceed with an arrest on him. The others, what we're going to do is just place them under surveillance. Try to infiltrate them as well, and the Russian mafia at the same time. That might be too much to do, maybe that's why it keeps failing. Either way, let's see what happens. Oh, we got him.
proceeded to discreetly arrest this suspect who is now being
He was the head of the organisation. Excellent. Is that going to give us a big boost before the election? Come on. Terrorism boost. You love me. No, it decreased. Why don't you love me? Yeah, we got a small boost from anti-terrorism. Mainly because we disarmed the bomb though.
The national defense.
Yeah. Good, they love me. Well, it hasn't been going as well as I would hope. What are we going to need to do here? How's our space program going? It is proceeding poorly, Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. Launchpad is still under construction. Poland getting into space is... It's only got a 9% chance of failure, but that's because we're waiting 10 years. I'm actually going to bring this back, most likely, once we get all the technology that we need. But at the current point, it is going fairly well. What did you have? UN session? Oh, that's something different. I thought... I don't know. Unless that was in the past. Let's have a look here. What do we got? What have we got? Please win.
Good evening. The time.
Okay. I think that's us there. That's our party. So we want this one to be up as high as we can. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Come on. Yes, we won. Quite... I think we may even have increased our majority in the
We're now
Parliament.
going to go live.
It is with pride
So
that
she's
I
a new head of state, which is brilliant. Final score was good. Historical results that we've won previously. Our political program was pretty average, but we got there in the end. Our popularity's up there. Televised debate gave us a big boost. And various groups seem to like us, although not much more than they like the others. It's not a huge boost. The regions, though. So we've obviously scattered enough information through the different regions that they all like us a little bit, which is good. I don't want to break down by group or anything like that. It's not worth the effort at this point. Considering that. Yeah, okay. Fewer people voted. Let's have a look now at the new parliament. Ooh. That could be a problem if we've gone from 51% down to, was it 31% or something like that. We may have really stuffed up our chances here. Let's have a look how we go. When does new parliament take over? Okay, that's interesting. So our party won, and they haven't kicked us out because we're elected by. Okay, we've got the Belarusian Minister of Agriculture on our side.
Following our investigation after the arrest of the head of the organization,
Ooh, that's
we
lucky.
covered the chain of command.
So we managed to break down the full chain of command.
Scientific rigor.
Yes, and we've partially dismantled. Oh, no, we've completely dismantled. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to have a new... that lady is actually going to take over as the new head of government. We've managed to completely shut down that previous terrorist organization. And the Russian mafia doesn't really do terrorist-y things. Doesn't actually, I guess, blow up bombs and things like that. So thankfully they're fairly quiet. We've managed to completely shut down. Yep, game over. So Roman Zizak was only a temporary dude. We're actually going to take over now as the new person who has been elected. Wait, what? Re-election? I have no idea what's going on. This game is so buggy at the moment. But we're better off than we were before. The previous guy died by being strangled with soap. And we're ticking on quite nicely. I think I'm going to keep on going with this. Unless people decide that I don't want to do it. I think, or they don't want me to keep going. I think I'm going to continue with this particular one. Because we've put in a full year here. Government needs to be created.
Duty to create a new government. If you like, I can do it for you and appoint all of your ministers.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Just appoint everyone. I don't really care. I could put my various bits and people. I could put like the billionaire in power and a whole bunch of different key figures. Could put the unions in, but I'll just pick some people in my government.
Agent was spotted and murdered.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't really care. We can ignore the terrorist stuff for now. We've basically won it. Well, actually, yeah, infiltration is still in progress here. That must have been a leftover from the previous people that we shut down. So let's have a quick look at what we're doing here. Overall, globally, armed conflicts are down considerably. There are... Yes, excellent. Hostile bombings have decreased and the number of wars in the world have decreased. Nuclear conflict percentage chance has dropped right down. That seems a little bit obscene. There is no way that today there is a 7%, or nearly 8% chance of nuclear war in the world. That's obscene. There's no way that's real. Unemployment worldwide is increasing, which is a problem. Overpopulation, of course, is still a problem. And in fact, it's increased, getting worse and worse. 3 months in prison, that's fine. Social inequality is... That's decreasing, or it's still bad, but it is decreasing around the world. So social inequality is getting better. Global warming is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Temperature is going to be up by 5.51 degrees Celsius in 80 years.
The national defense.
Huh. Okay, what we need to look at now is start to fulfill our election promises. So I promised 30,000 career soldiers. So let's go on and get that started right now. 30,000. Confirm. That's a bit of spending that we're locked into. Syria network. Extreme poverty.
Power declines.
Yeah, so making progress. By making progress, they actually mean not making progress or regressing. So there is more extreme poverty, which is a problem. Either way, let's have a look at our current taxation is increasing. Our budget cost is currently better than it was before. And our growth is looking very nice. That's shot up probably because of all those deals I've been making. What's our inflation doing? It's also beginning to go up. So I want to change the interest rate by a little bit as well to curb off that inflation. Other ways to tackle it are to increase a number of taxes, like income tax and VAT tax will slow down the economy by decreasing purchasing power.
Here are the GDP and growth figures
GDP
for
is
last
up.
year.
Excellent. And every year, some of the housing, the public housing that we've built, begins to decay and fall apart. So we need to repair that as well. That's an ongoing thing.
Funeral will take place next week.
Oldest person in the country has died, but they just create a new one. There's always going to be an oldest person. I wonder if it's possible for us to become the oldest person at some point. So our character does have an age, 49 years old. It'll take a long time, considering that where is the oldest person? Not in there. Actually, what was in there with this? The committed filmmaker is an interesting person to us now. Probably because they were sleeping with the previous head of state. Where would I be if I were the oldest person in the world? Okay, budget deficit is not too bad.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of
Growth
the
is low for this year, but that's fine. We can work on that. Unemployment is stable.
I would like to
The army needs more people, and that's just another little thing saying we can change parties if we want. I've got no idea where the oldest person in the country is. No idea. I don't really care. To be perfectly frank, we'll get there later. Now we've passed in the new year, I can actually start working on some of my other election promises. Yep, that's increasing gradually. We'll get there in time. Fossil energy, we're going to cut that down by 30, dismantle it by 30. Even though people didn't seem to like it, our climate objectives, we're getting there. The energy, there we go. Surplus of 13, so our economy is growing and it's using more and more energy. We're going to dismantle 30 of these babies. 6 terawatts down, it's going to cost us money to dismantle them, but not a huge amount. What else have we got to fulfill? Yeah, the environment's good. Industry research needs to be maxed out. There is 250 million there. And we need to work on... Oh, I've done everything actually. That was all 4. It just takes the... Oh no, reimbursed visits to the doctor. They need to go up by 2.
Our network has...
Okay, doctor, healthcare... You're going to increase by 2. It's expensive. But there we go. So we've got everything done. The fossil energy will take a little bit of time to be dismantled. And the career soldiers are currently increasing by about 1,000 a day. So we're doing a massive recruitment drive on that. So we'll have that done in a few days. What I need to do now is consider a way, before we run out of time this episode, I need to consider a way... Ooh, it's interesting. We need to consider a way to get our tax income up. And what I'm inclined to do is to try to build infrastructure and get our way out that way. So let's have a look at some big cities we've got here. I wonder if we can... This is our capital here, Mazalski and Podlasie. Let's have a look at this regional information. Unsanitary housing, infrastructure. We could build more prisons. We could build increase in transportation, like more metro and tramways, subways, things like that. What have we got here? Okay, so it looks like they're trying to create a nuclear weapons program. What we might do here is actually go to the UN and provide proof that Belarus is a threat and see what they have to say. Interesting evidence but insufficient. Call concrete evidence. We need more concrete evidence. I could give it a go, but I won't just yet because our military is nowhere near strong enough to even be a threat to them. What I want to do though is increase this to up to 1,000 commandos. It's expensive, but it could be worthwhile. Commandos can be very, very useful, and they also take a long time to increase. Now I want to start working on building transportation, perhaps building subway lines somewhere. Meeting request, accept.
Our infiltrated agent...
That's fine, I don't really care. You are going to... Let's build some transportation. Let's build... I don't want main highways. Secondary highways aren't actually shown on the map, so that could be a useful. Let's go up to... What have we got now? We've got 34, so another 66 will take us up to 100 miles. And only cost us 35 million. So I could do 166, take us up to 200 miles. And I'll do that in every single... What? I'm fairly certain I did my math there correctly and it didn't. It bugged out again. Whatever, I don't care. I'm going to try to take it up to 200 miles of secondary highways in every single area and see if that actually helps us. It's a bit of a spend. Secondary highways, I need... If I want 200 miles, I want... What was the number now? It was 16, so I want 184. Build 184 miles. What? The fuck? This game's buggy as shit. No, we'll build... What do we got over here? We'll build... transportation. We need... Let's build 200. It's not going to add 200, so whatever. Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, whatever. Accept into NATO.
Agents that have infiltrated this organization confirm
good. Break down that terrorist organization.
Agricultural.
Yep, EU budget and recruitment again. Now we're going to upgrade these people down here. We want to bump up their transportation to another... Let's add another 200 on. Yep, I don't know what's happening. It's adding 139 a lot of the time, or roughly about that amount. We've got an opportunity to kill Q Young Gim. No, we're not going to bother with that. Now, hopefully that will start bumping up our growth and various other things. Bump up our construction industry. Bump our GDP. Electric spacecraft. Excellent. I'm not going to render that commercially accessible.
Our governmental cell informs me that...
Get more informers in Belarus. That's good. And the 1 gigabyte internet. That is very useful. Speaking of which, it's a new year, so we have ourselves. Let's see how much we're taking in for the internet access. Is 220 million we're taking in. 220 million, so we're going to spend money on the media. Fails to dismantle. Bugger. 220 million, and we're going to spend this one on... I think getting 4G internet to people. Okay, so I'm going to spend 1% on that's 185 million, so we've got basically 40 million left. How much can I bump up this? That's expensive. How about we focus on our capital and get them to 6%. That's roughly 40 million. Excellent. So we've gone slightly over our budget, but we're bumping up a range of people. Meeting you, that's fine. Construction begins. I don't care about that. That's our electricity's good. Construction has begun.
Scientific.
Good. We've taken some terrorists out.
Your commitment.
That's good. Actually, I'm going to meet you. And you can say nice things about me in public. Setting an example. Yeah, they want me to decrease my salary. Yeah, okay, we're popular. Great, 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 great. Let's actually decrease our salary anyway, see if that makes people happy. Modify the government's salary. Let's bring it down to there. What do people think about that? They're going to vote against it, oddly enough. Let's try bringing it down slightly. Nope, they really don't want to decrease my salary. Okay, we're not going to do that. What we are going to consider doing is something that we looked at earlier, which is the Parliament. Could get a personality cult. We'll come to that later. What I'm going to do is go to Parliament. I'm actually going to weaken the Parliament. We're going to determine the powers of them. The question is, can I bring them down like I could earlier? The people are going to hate it, but these will accept it. It's my party over here. Oh, see, we're now the furthest right-wing party. That is interesting. Interesting. We are going to go for it. I'm going to vote laws, but no motions of no confidence. So last time, they were threatening to vote my person out when his popularity got too low, which we do not want to do. We will avoid that as much as possible. So we'll get that voted on, and then see if we can weaken the powers. A lot of countries around the world are going to hate us as we start to centralize more power into ourselves. Excellent. We now have the Belarusian Environment Minister as well as the Agriculture Minister. And let's have a look at our military over here. Yeah, human rights, not looking good. A few commandos with enough fighters and helicopters to hopefully hold something off. We don't really have a lot of soldiers in this area though. So what I want to do is actually... I want to bring and allocate all these soldiers to Bialystok. I want to allocate all these soldiers to Bialystok. Oh, fucking hell, it didn't work. Allocate to Bialystok. We're going to bring out... I don't want to leave our border to Germany completely open. That is not a good thing, as historical precedent will show. But I want to bring most of our military bases and actually reallocate them over to Bialystok. If we need to go to war, we can split off and start invading those two there. Gas wells are making a... Yeah, okay, sit in against government policy, that's fine, that's to be expected. And of course they're meeting us. What do you want? What do you want? Chemical industry, you want to sell us chemicals for a cheaper price than what we're currently buying it for. Excellent, I will buy it for 2.7. 2.79. 2.814. 2.840. Done. 2.840 sold. We're buying that much for cheaper than we're currently paying. Thank you, Iceland. It's good for our people. I'm going to appear on television and try and tell them what's going on. Please, people, please.
Your television appearance was
Very well, excellent. So they're accepting us. We're managing to convince them with our charm and charisma that actually rolling back Parliament powers is a good thing. Sit-in should hopefully begin to lose steam. There's only 21,000 demonstrators. How many were there the other day? There were 19,000, so it is increasing, but hopefully not as fast as it could be. You want to get drunk? You're very charming.
Thanks.
Milton's going to be proud of your leader, and we would like you to speak highly of us in public. Excellent. Who is this? Is there a particular group of people? No, I thought there was a way to meet with the group leader. That must only be for strikes. You can actually meet with the group leader and talk to them about it. Popular strike. Shit. Wow. Okay, there's a huge strike now. Nope, not working at all.
Many people watched your television.
This is not looking good. We could arrest them. I think we will arrest them, actually. This is really not looking good. So we might lose control of the country here, but hopefully things will calm down gradually. But I think... And end of sit-in, there we go. They gave up sitting in, and the strike is continuing. We're trying to maintain control. The police have been sent in. We're going to see if we can stop them. But this is actually where we're going to stop it for today. The episode has gone on long enough. This is Power and Revolution 4. Well, no, it's Power and Revolution. Geopolitical Simulator 4, and the phone is ringing. I'll see you later, guys. Take care.